Developing a research question. In this video, we will be discussing what research questions are and how to develop one using some different options for brainstorming. To begin with, what is a research question and why is it important? A research question is a question that you are asking about your particular topic that guides your assignment and research going forward. For example, in an essay, your thesis statement may be a summarized answer to your research question, and that essay would spend time answering that question in more depth. Typically, you won't include the research question itself in your final assignment, but most strong scholarship has evidence that a strong research question was asked. For example, the article Violent Video Gaming and Aggression in Children does not list the specific question asked. But looking at the abstract and the thesis statement, we can see that the research question may have been something like, does repetitive exposure to violent video games increase the demonstration of aggressive behaviors for children? So why are research questions important? As previously stated, a research question can help guide your assignment to keep it coherent. Like the journal article example, sometimes it even leads to more specific questions. Developing a research question helps to narrow the topic and direct research towards a clear goal, which then makes it easier to find and evaluate resources with the final assignment in mind. This doesn't mean that we are looking for sources that provide a specific answer, but rather we have an idea of what may answer our questions. Going back to our example, if our topic was video games, there are several ways we could break down this topic. We could look at video game development, ethics in video games, esports, impact of video games on college students, and more. So how do we create a research question? First, we start by picking a topic. Sometimes a professor may provide a topic for you. Sometimes you'll be asked to come up with your own topic based on what you've encountered in a class or how you might want to expand your knowledge outside of that class. Try to pick something that you're interested in or enjoy. Once you've selected a general topic, we'll narrow it down like the example of going from video games to video games and violent behavior in children. There are several ways that we can begin narrowing our topic, but they have a similar process, branching out from the topic by breaking it into smaller pieces. For example, we can start it with associating words. As shown in the example, you start with your topic and brainstorm a list of words that come to mind. From there, you can try to create connections between these words. Another way to organize this could be a bubble map or an outline where each subtopic kind of branches out from each other. This can be a bit more flexible because then you can connect subtopics to each other as well. To come up with these subtopics, some people find asking the 5 W's to be a good place to start when narrowing. By asking who, what, when, where, and why, you may be able to think of key players, associated topics, and more. Or you could also ask yourself the following questions. Do I want to look at a specific demographic group? What are the components of my topic? Is there an opportunity to combine this topic with a different field, like maybe how it connects to technology or wellness? What words come up when I look up my topic generally? When you have a narrow topic, we can move into asking different questions about it. For example, looking at video games violence in children, we can ask the question, are children who play video games more likely to be violent? But another question we could ask might be, why might children gravitate to video games that include violence? From there, we'll pick a topic or question and focus it. We may want to look at specifically elementary school students when we say children, or bullying as the violent behavior we're studying. For this example, we'll stick with our current question, but sometimes getting specific with your terms, especially demographic terms, is the best way to focus. Finally, we'll evaluate our research question. A good research question should focus on one issue, in this case, violence in video games. It should also require analysis, so it can't be a question that has a yes or no answer. Instead, asking questions about how or why something is can be a good formula for when you're learning to ask these questions. A good research question is specific and focused, but not too niche. For example, it may be too broad to look at everyone who plays video games, but saying specifically 9-year-olds would be too specific. Instead, we can specify to children, or even elementary school students. A specific question can also be answered in the amount of time or space you were given to present on or write about your topic. If you have a short assignment, your question should be more specific. A good research question should also be clear rather than vague. Now that you have a research question, we will be able to move forward in our research by breaking down the most important parts of the question and using it as a guiding point as we further develop our topic and eventually search for relevant information. Thank you, and please let us know if you have any questions.